The tension was rising fast. Voices sharpened, attention shifted, and a routine flight moment edged toward conflict. Then a black man calmly reached into his pocket and produced a single document, his boarding pass, stopping the escalation instantly and forcing the situation to reset before it went any further. The plane is crowded and restless, the aisle packed with passengers still settling in, overhead bins closing with dull thuds, and the air thick with the impatience that comes before departure, and the black man is already seated, buckled in, his bag secured beneath the seat in front of him, visibly prepared and compliant with every instruction given. When the interaction begins with a question that sounds procedural but carries a sharper edge, asking whether he is sitting in the correct seat. And the question draws attention not because of volume but because of insistence, causing nearby passengers to pause and listen, and he answers calmly that he is in his assigned seat, yet the response doesn't resolve the matter. Instead, it triggers follow-up questions, repeated checks, and an increasingly urgent tone that suggests disbelief rather than confusion. And what might have ended quietly begins to swell into something heavier. Something public, something that feels like it could escalate if mishandled, and throughout this build-up he remains composed, not mirroring the rising energy, not bristling at the doubt being directed toward him, and when the questions persist, seat number repeated, row referenced, authority invoked, he reaches deliberately into his pocket and retrieves his boarding pass, holding it out clearly and without hesitation, not as a challenge but as a fact, and the effect is immediate. Because documentation halts speculation, and as the boarding pass is examined, the momentum of the conflict collapses, the seat number aligns, the system confirms what he has stated from the beginning, and the shift in tone is abrupt and unmistakable, voices soften, certainty dissolves, and the looming conflict evaporates, almost instantly, replaced by brief acknowledgments and quick movement away, as if lingering might draw attention to the misjudgment that just occurred. And he accepts the boarding pass back, returns it to his pocket, and resumes his stillness. While the cabin collectively exhales, aware that something was stopped mid-escalation, not by argument or authority, but by proof, and the significance of the moment lingers because the conflict was never truly about seating, but about doubt, and doubt unraveled the second facts were placed in front of it. What gives this moment weight is how close it came to becoming something far more serious, because conflicts on planes escalate quickly, shaped by confined space, hierarchy, and pressure to maintain control. And black men are often positioned at the center of those escalations not because they cause them, but because their certainty is questioned more aggressively. And the growing tension around his seat was fueled not by error but by disbelief that he could simply be correct, and his decision to present his boarding pass early and calmly prevented the situation from crossing a line where tone, perception, and authority could have worked against him, and that decision reflects an awareness many never have to develop. The awareness that remaining calm is not about courtesy but self-preservation, and by choosing documentation over debate he denied the moment the emotional energy it needed to grow. Because he didn't argue verbally, didn't raise his voice, didn't attempt to persuade through explanation, he let evidence speak, and once that evidence was visible the system had no option but to correct itself, yet the absence of apology afterward reveals another truth. Because stopping a conflict is not the same as acknowledging why it began. An acknowledgement would have required examining the assumptions that fueled the escalation in the first place. And while that examination never happened publicly, the outcome still mattered because he was not removed, not relocated, not embarrassed further, and those watching saw the exact turning point, the second when authority shifted and certainty changed hands. And moments like this stay with people because they expose how fragile unchecked authority can be when it relies on assumption rather than verification, and how quickly confidence collapses when proof appears, and for the man, the moment reinforces a familiar reality. That preparedness is often a form of defense, and that calm is not accidental but intentional, shaped by experience, and while he did not seek to confront or educate, he still altered the outcome simply by standing firm and presenting the truth, which is often the only language systems consistently respond to. Viewed from a broader lens, this incident illustrates how many public conflicts are born not from wrongdoing but from unchecked doubt, and how easily that doubt attaches itself to certain bodies more than others, Yet his experience also shows how moments on the brink of escalation can be redirected without force, without volume, and without surrender, because the boarding pass did more than confirm a seat. It restored balance to a situation tipping unfairly, and although the resolution was quiet and uncelebrated, it arrived before damage was done, before voices rose, before labels could be applied, and timing matters in moments like this, because once a conflict fully ignites it becomes far harder to control how it's interpreted, and his intervention, calm and factual, stopped that chain reaction, and while the crew moved on quickly, the memory of the interruption remains, carried by those who noticed how fast certainty shifted once evidence appeared, and for him, the significance lies not in public vindication but in preserving his dignity, knowing he did not need to justify himself beyond presenting what was already his. And this moment joins many others like it, quiet examples of how presence, preparation, and truth can diffuse situations designed to rush judgment, reminding us that sometimes the most effective way to stop a conflict is not to meet it head-on, but to ground it firmly in reality before it has the chance to grow. If this story resonated, share it with intention, not to glorify restraint, but to recognize clarity, preparedness, and self-trust. Support conversations that question how quickly assumptions escalate, and how easily they can be corrected with facts. Follow for more stories that highlight everyday moments where dignity and truth reshape outcomes without confrontation. Because sometimes the strongest response isn't louder, it's simply being right and calmly letting the proof speak.